I am going to fly the drone over now. I'm going to just take off.
Oh, you know.
Absolutely.
You're not allowed. There's overhead lines, power lines. It's against the law. You do that, we'll phone the police and you'll be arrested.
Oh, don't phone police. Come on, that'd be silly, wouldn't it? I will be quick, I promise. I'll fly over, and you'll just see it go across a few times, and I won't be long, yeah? See my drone license?
Yeah.
You don't need to...
Flying it over our facility, I need to see your license.
You don't need to see my license. Why would you need to see my license?
Property, and we've got intellectual property on that facility.
I'm about to take it over now.
You're not taking it over.
I'm definitely...
Phone the police.
Don't phone police. Come on, that's silly, isn't it? Just for a bit of drone footage.
Yeah.
Come on, don't be silly. Come on. Got two of them now.
Stop filming as well.
But, come on, don't be like that. Come on.
I've been asked politely 3 times.
You at 999 in that, are you? Oh, are you kidding? Ring 101, that'll take ages, 101, wouldn't it? But sorry, I'm going to take it off soon, but don't be like that, come on.
Dialing 999 for non-emergencies clogs up vital lines and can put people in real danger. When security personnel summon officers just because someone is lawfully recording in public, it reveals a gap in their legal knowledge. Rather than talking things through calmly, they hand off a perfectly safe situation to uniformed officers, unnecessarily escalating it. This pattern highlights a deeper problem. Emergency dispatchers and frontline responders need clearer training on the right to photograph in public spaces. Far too often, harmless actions get labeled as threats simply because they make some people uneasy. Even the officer who arrived on scene admitted confusion about the rules, underscoring the urgent need for better guidance and smarter, more informed responses across the board.
Okay, do you want to tell me then what you've been doing?
I'm not going to tell you anything that I don't need to tell you.
Right, okay.
You've just come here and just accosted me for nothing.
Right.
We've got guys out there shouting through, he needs to delete that footage.
Yes.
I need to delete my footage.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
There are basically 3 rules with filming. Very similar to the use of CCTV. Yeah?
Here we go, come on. Come on, coxplain.
If you're filming yourself, you can do what you like.
Ooh, yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, you're filming me, you can do what you like, I don't mind.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
More than welcome to. Okay?
Yeah.
If you're filming a private space, so if you are filming, well, initially if you're filming a public space, you can do, but you need to be willing to show that footage to whoever asks. You also need to comply with the Data Protection Act, which means that you need to be willing to delete that footage should they ask you to.
Picture someone insisting, "You've got to wipe that video, data protection law." It sounds official, but it's pure fiction. The 2018 regulations govern how companies and public bodies manage personal data, not what private citizens film on a street corner. Filming in public for your own use carries no legal requirement to hand over your camera, erase your files, or reveal what you shot. In short, no statute forces you to surrender footage just because it was captured in view of the public.
Yes?
No, yeah, you've got that all wrong, honestly.
No, I haven't.
Of course you have.
No, I haven't, because
it was covered by data protection, right? Can I just explain that? I'll tell you that. I'll let you on. I'll let you know then, yeah?
Go on then.
Data protection only applies to businesses. It doesn't apply to individuals. There you go. Look, that's your first mistake, yeah?
It does apply to individuals. And if you're saying it only applies to businesses, that's a business, and they've asked you to delete it.
No, I'm not a business so I don't have to delete it.
Right, you do.
You're talking rubbish on camera.
Ask you to.
You're talking rubbish on camera.
Because otherwise, no, I'm not talking rubbish, because otherwise, what you're doing is surveillance. Have you got a ripper? Have you applied for a ripper? Do you know what a ripper is?
A what, sorry?
A ripper.
What's a ripper?
A ripper?
No.
A ripper is the paperwork to allow you to do surveillance, which is what you're doing with that.
You might hear someone claim, RIPA makes it illegal to film in public. But that's just a tall tale. The Investigatory Powers Act 2000, RIPA for short, only governs secret surveillance by cops, spies, and a handful of official bodies. It's designed for undercover operations and intercepting communications, not for your everyday smartphone videos. Whether you're shooting clips for a family album, a news report, or your next YouTube vlog, RIPA doesn't touch you. If it did, every tourist with a selfie stick would be in hot water. Yet in the video, An officer leans on this law to bully a bystander, using rules that simply don't apply to private citizens.
I'm not doing surveillance, that's silly. I'm doing aerial photography.
Yeah, which is surveillance. Form of surveillance.
Can you identify yourself, please? Because you just walked up to me.
I'm
And yourself, lady.
Oscar 965.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So what you are doing is surveillance. You've just said you're taking photographs. Yeah?
I haven't said that. I've not confirmed anything.
Right, that's a form of surveillance. You're telling me that you're filming, that you've filmed over there. That is a company. They've asked you to delete the footage of what you're filming there, of what you filmed there.
I won't be deleting.
Are you refusing to do so?
Well, obviously, there's
Why?
nobody. I'll tell you what. I'll let you know.
Right.
Then I'll let you know the law. That yeah.
Right.
Only a court can make me delete that footage.
Right.
Don't let anyone strong-arm you into deleting your recordings. That's not how it works here. In the UK, your videos stay yours unless a court order or properly issued search warrant says otherwise. Even officers on the beat can't demand you wipe your footage on the spot. If they want your files, they must formally seize them under pace, and only if they genuinely suspect a crime. Any other attempt to force erasure, that could count as evidence tampering or an abuse of power.
There you go. You can't delete it. You can't ask me to.
Right.
Well, you can ask me to, but I don't have
There
to.
is a government ombudsman that deals with footage like that.
Lovely.
Okay?
Yeah.
They can take you to court, certainly,
God. Yeah.
and they will prosecute you, and they will fine you, and it is hundreds of thousands of pounds, because it's the same rules and regulations that we use for surveillance.
All I would say is, good luck trying to get £100,000 out of me. I literally haven't got £100,000.
If you don't pay that, then it's potentially a prison sentence, then, isn't it?
Ooh, prison. God, I don't want to get him.
Think someone's going to get hauled before an ombudsman for filming on the high street? That's pure fiction. In the UK, only the Information Commissioner's Office can enforce data protection rules, and it only applies to companies and public bodies, not private citizens capturing everyday scenes. REPA, the Investigatory Powers Act, governs covert surveillance by security services and police, not an open-air selfie or vlog. You're free to hit record without filling out any forms, and no officer can make you erase your own footage unless a judge or magistrate signs off on it. Any claim of hefty fines or legal retribution for simply pointing your camera at a public square is nothing more than empty bluster or misread of the law. Stay calm, stand your ground, and remember, filming in public is your right, not a crime.
Well, I'm asking you nicely, will you delete the footage that you filmed over there?
You can ask, can't you?
I can ask. Will
I've not confirmed or denied whether I'm going to delete the
you
footage.
delete the footage? Please.
What would you do if I don't delete the footage? I'm going back over in a minute. The drone's going back up in a minute.
Okay, well, potentially we can get officers here to arrest you and take you away.
Arrest me for what? Listen,
Right,
what
for
law?
breach of data protection.
That's not. You're under arrest for breach of data protection.
Right.
Yeah. You don't have to say anything when questioned.
Yeah.
Under arrest for data protection. Oh my.
Think data protection rules ban everyday filming? They don't. Those laws only govern how businesses and public bodies handle personal details, not your camera pointing at a busy street. Recording a cafe, park, or plaza isn't a crime, and you can't be holden just for filming. If a company mishandles people's data, it faces fines and regulatory scrutiny, not jail time. In the clip, the officer even admits as a community support officer, not a fully sworn constable, and would have to call in regular police to detain anyone. His threats pack no real punch, just empty bravado.
So you're talking nonsense.
I'm
You
not.
really are talking
I'm
nonsense. When the actual police officer gets here,
Yeah.
if I bother waiting for him, I might just get the footage now and drive off on my bike.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I might just do that, but we'll see anyway. I'll tell you what, we'll wait for the officer to come and he will tell you you're talking absolute nonsense. You'll just walk off like and that'll be it. Get in the car and go. Are you going to go now so I can finish my drone footage?
No, I'm not.
You're not going to go?
No, I'm not. No. You seem to be enjoying filming me, so...
This is crazy. So, are you going to waste police time just by standing here?
Yeah. Yeah, because you're intent on doing that, so...
I'm not intent on wasting police time. I'd like you to go so I can finish my drone footage.
Well, I've asked you to delete the footage, I've asked you to show me the footage, you refuse.
When the auditor politely asks if it's time to move on, the officer digs in his heels, admitting he's there purely to keep police tied up. He flat out refuses to leave until the footage vanishes, even though he has no legal power to demand that. At this point, it isn't about enforcing the law but commanding the scene. What should have been a routine check turns into a needless showdown, all because he chose control over calm professionalism.
Yeah, because I don't really want to.
Right? And you've not even explained yourself as to why you don't want to.
I just don't feel like it.
Don't feel like it.
Yeah, like, what did you have for breakfast this morning? Why did you have it? You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. And as I said, you don't feel like it. You're being completely obstructive. I've been completely reasonable with you. I've spoken to you politely.
Can I just explain to you the situation, right, from a high level point of view, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So go on then.
I'm stood in a public place.
Yep.
This is a public place. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm filming from a public place. I'm flying my drone from a public place. I'm abiding by all the drone laws.
Right.
I'm abiding by all the filming laws.
Right.
You guys have come here telling me I'm committing an offence.
Yep.
And now you stood there and you won't leave.
Right.
And you've admitted that you're going to stand here wasting police time.
Right. Okay.
Crazy. We're in a really crazy situation here.
Okay. I've asked to see the footage. Why aren't you going to show me the footage?
I don't have to. I don't have to and I don't want to.
Right.
I've got more footage to get yet. You know what I mean? I've literally got. I'm running out of time to get all this droned over. I've got some other places I need to get to.
If you filmed somebody and somebody asks you to then delete it, you have to be willing to at least show them with it and explain why you're not going to delete it, and explain to someone in authority.
Under what law? That ends the conversation, doesn't it? Really, under what law? If you explain to me the laws that require me to do something, if you explain to me the law.
There's no law in the UK forcing you to hand over, explain, or delete your own footage just because someone asks. Yet here, a PCSO spins up imaginary rules, leaning on his uniform instead of any real legal basis. His insistence on compliance under threat shows exactly how dangerous this kind of guesswork can be, undermining public trust and chewing up valuable police time. Matters escalate further when a fully sworn constable finally turns up, dispatched by the very PCSO whose shaky grasp of the law kicked everything off. What started as a simple recording exercise ends up as an unnecessary showdown, all because one officer chose intimidation over understanding the rules.
Over the factory?
I'd rather not say, but I plan to.
You plan to?
Yeah.
Right. Do you have permission to fly over there with it being private property?
What permission? This is what I've just been through with these guys. What permission do I need?
It's classed as private property there, so classed as trespass.
It's not classed as a trespass. If it is classed as a trespass, if I were flying low causing a nuisance, that'd be a civil trespass.
It is a civil matter, you're right.
That would be a civil trespass. So I don't know why you guys would be getting involved. But if I fly it high, it's not classed as a trespass. If an helicopter flies over, you don't class it as a trespass, do you?
I don't think there's any sort of minimum horizontal distance anywhere with drones anymore. I think it's changed.
Exactly.
You probably know more than I do, to be honest.
Yeah, I reckon I probably do. So yeah.
Picture this. You're filming on a busy street when a uniformed officer demands you hand over your camera or delete your footage. In the UK, there's no legal rule forcing a private individual to surrender or erase recordings just because someone orders it. Yet here, a community support officer invents on-the-spot regulations, banking on his badge instead of actual law. He leans into intimidation to bully compliance, a stark reminder how dangerous misinformation can be. This unnecessary power play not only wastes precious police hours, but also chips away at public confidence. Eventually, a fully sworn constable arrives, called in by the same PCSO whose shaky grasp of legal reality set the whole needless standoff in motion.
That's why I'm still here, because let me just tell you this, right? I'm not stupid, right? If I were committing a crime, yeah, I would have been on my toes now on that little bike, and nobody would have caught me. But I'm not committing a crime, that's why I'm still standing here. I just want to prove to everybody that I'm,
I don't think you have committed a crime.
Excellent.
You should be in handcuffs.
Exactly.
However, I've got to try and work with you.
Yeah, you can
so
try and
in terms of, when you're flying a drone in public, like you're doing now, you can film anywhere.
Yeah.
Nobody can stop you. It's hard to film what you want, which isn't an issue. However, once you cross over the border into sort of where factories are, it's classed as private property, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's no...
How would you feel if somebody encroached into your private home and started filming you?
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's residential. So if you
it is, but it's still private.
If you fly over somebody's residential house and you're like looking in the windows or something, that's covered under...
Don't let anyone tell you who owns the sky above your head. Only the Civil Aviation Authority sets the rules for UK airspace. They map out no-fly zones around airports, government sites, and other sensitive spots. Everywhere else, drone pilots simply need to keep their craft in sight and steer clear of crowds. Yet in this clip, the officer leaps to the conclusion that the building below controls the heavens, enforcing power he doesn't actually have. Rather than checking the CAA's guidelines, he bulldozes ahead on assumption, another classic case of authority running faster than the facts.
Flying over like a business or something like that, just getting some aerial footage and whatnot. There's no.
You're supposed to seek authority from them first, really. It's their private property.
Well, that's an opinion. That's not a fact.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah,
It's a fact. It's private property.
No, because I tell you what. Then
it is a civil matter and it is trespass.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. As soon as you've been so nice to me when you come over, you kept your distance or whatever, I'll let you know, because I'd know a bit more about you than the drone laws. Yeah. Basically, I can fly over there with this sub 250 drone. I can fly over the private property, and that's because they do not control the airspace or own the airspace. The Civil Aviation Authority controls and owns the airspace, and there are no. I checked before I launched. There are no controls in place over this airspace here.
The auditor hits the nail on the head. Officers could slash pointless callouts by simply clarifying that public filming and drone flights aren't police issues. Without that quick reassurance, they get drawn into drawn-out debates, unwittingly validating a business's unfounded worries. Skipping this simple heads-up only invites more calls about perfectly legal activity. A brief, calm explanation would nip those calls in the bud and let officers focus on genuine emergencies. Next voice.